Life often asks us to release what no longer serves us, even when holding on feels safe or familiar. We cling to memories, regrets, and old habits because they've become part of our identity. But sometimes that very attachment prevents us from growing. As Rumi wisely said, "Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop." This story explores Maya's journey of learning to let go, shedding the emotional weight of the past, and discovering the freedom to grow toward a brighter future. Maya had always carried the weight of past disappointments. Years of failed friendships, betrayals, and missed opportunities clung to her like stubborn shadows. She replayed every slight in her mind, nurtured grudges, and held on to old anger, believing that clinging somehow kept her safe or connected. Her apartment reflected her inner world, shelves crowded with old letters, photographs, and keepsakes from people and experiences that no longer served her. Each glance around reminded her of what had been lost, what had hurt, and what she had failed to achieve. She tried to move forward, but the past weighed her down like thick ivy, making every step forward feel heavy and uncertain. The process of letting go didn't start suddenly. For months, Maya noticed subtle changes around her. Small pangs of frustration when seeing certain mementos, a tightening in her chest when past grievances resurfaced. Each evening, she wrestled with herself. Part of her clung to the comfort of familiar pain, while another part longed for freedom. She realized that letting go wouldn't erase the past. It would simply allow her to live fully in the present. One crisp autumn evening, Maya walked through the park and found herself beneath a tall oak. She watched the leaves drift lazily to the ground. The tree, standing bare but confident, seemed unbothered. Its branches stretched skyward, free of the weight of leaves that had already served their purpose. For the first time, she truly understood Rumi's words. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. Inspired, Maya began a slow process of release. She started with the smallest things, returning items that reminded her of painful experiences, discarding letters she would never send, and journaling about old disappointments. Each act brought discomfort. She felt waves of grief, guilt, and doubt. Letting go wasn't linear. Some days the past would return stronger than ever, tempting her to retreat into familiar resentment. Yet she persisted, understanding that each release was a step toward growth. Along the way, she faced a painful reality. Not everyone could or would follow her journey. Friends who had once been close drifted away when she began asserting boundaries, refusing to carry old patterns. Relationships that had defined her for years simply couldn't exist in her new mindset. It was heartbreaking at times, but Maya learned that growth often means moving forward, even if it means leaving others behind. By winter, Maya had transformed in small but profound ways. Her apartment mirrored her internal change, clearer, simpler, more intentional. Her mind, once weighed down by old grudges and regrets, had room to breathe, to think, and to dream again. She discovered the quiet strength in herself that came not from holding on to the past, but from learning to release it. The tree in the park had shown her a metaphor for life. Growth is only possible when we let go of what no longer serves us. Rumi's metaphor carries a profound life lesson. Growth requires release. Yet letting go is rarely easy. Old habits, unresolved anger, lingering grief, and relationships that no longer serve us feel familiar. They become part of our identity, and abandoning them can feel like abandoning ourselves. Maya's journey illustrates that release is a gradual, challenging process. It is not forgetting or denying the past. It is acknowledging it, learning its lessons, and making the conscious decision to no longer allow it to weigh us down. Every dead leaf she let drop represented a fear, a regret, or a limiting belief that had tethered her to old patterns. The process was uncomfortable, painful, and sometimes lonely. A key part of this journey is understanding that we cannot always take everyone with us. Friends, partners, or family members may not be ready or able to grow alongside us. Their paths may diverge, and that reality can feel isolating. Yet accepting this is essential for true growth. Relationships that cannot evolve with us can become anchors, holding us back from reaching our full potential. Letting go of them is an act of self-respect, not betrayal. Growth, like a tree shedding its leaves, is about creating space for new possibilities. It is about allowing life to flow naturally, rather than carrying burdens that impede our path. Each act of release, whether returning a memento, setting a boundary, or forgiving oneself, builds resilience, clarity, and freedom. The reflection challenges us to ask, what are the dead leaves in your own life? Which habits, beliefs, or relationships are holding you back from your fullest potential? Releasing them may be uncomfortable and slow, but it is necessary for growth. And while some people cannot follow us, the journey we take alone cultivates strength, wisdom, and the freedom to flourish as our truest selves. For anyone learning the power of release, share a moment when letting go brought you peace, even if it was difficult. What did you release, and how did it help you grow? Your story could inspire someone else to take the brave step of shedding their own dead leaves. Remember, growth is a journey, not a single act. Subscribe to continue reflecting on stories of personal transformation, resilience, and reclaiming the freedom to flourish.